Instagram fired up. Let's see. Instagram. Woohoo! Take me a second. Just Susan's here, Karen's here. I'm working on Instagram, and there's Instagram. Let me put it in. There it is, right there. I forgot where the tripod was for that. Huh. Very cool. All right, looks like we're live everywhere, so that is good. So YouTube, hello. Facebook, hello. Instagram, hello. Let me go back and catch up to where we are. So I got Susan, got Karen, Roxanne from Newfoundland, Canada. Right out of the gate, we go international. Thank you for that. Very, very cool. Instagram's checking in nicely. Let's see. Roxanne, I got you. Lori's, hello. Linda's here from Indiana. Karen, saying hello to Tammy. How fun is that? We're back to the community world. Georgine, hello. Kim is here. Rebecca from Oklahoma. Stacy from Maryland. Michelle from the Pacific Northwest. Hello. And from Denver, so glad to be with you tonight. Always glad to be here. I tell you, it's crazy around here. About 30 to 40 minutes before the show, you don't want to be in this house. I can assure you of that, and I'm sure if my wife is tweeting, you will know that that is the case as well. We're supposed to go live at 9. Had some exciting news today, and then 3 or 4 conference calls, and just one thing led to another, and then digging through the inbox, it just gets crazy. So Michigan's checking in. Tanny, hello to you over on Instagram. Pam, good evening. Stacy, no way. You have met Andy Andrews? How did you do that? That dude's my idol. An opportunity to meet him would be incredible. So hopefully it was all that I believe it should be. So very fun. Christine checking in from California on Instagram. Amanda's here. Karen says hello. Becky from Roscoe, Illinois. Paula from Texas over on Instagram. So for those of you, Jody from Pasadena, for those of you who are on Instagram, just to give you a heads up as to how this works, we're live on Instagram, live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Instagram is the only platform that times me out at an hour. So 1 hour into this thing, no matter what, Instagram just cuts itself off. You can always rewatch it on YouTube, or you can go to Facebook and watch it. It seems to be, from our perspective, Facebook seems to be the best because I can see usernames and I can see comments and I can scroll through. YouTube, the comments pop up, and if I don't see them as they're there, they disappear as quick as I saw them. So that makes it difficult there. So by all means, watch wherever you're comfortable watching. But the best experience, I believe, is on Facebook to watch it, and probably on YouTube to catch the replay. Whew. If you're following along on Twitter, Twitter will auto-tweet when the show goes live. So you'll get a tweet saying, if you're following WhysAdvice, you'll get a tweet saying, join the show live on Twitter. So that's the deal there. Daisy's checking in from Hackensack. June says hi. Vicky checking in from Delaware. Judy from Pennsylvania. Yeah, Kathy said, I'd rather watch it live in the car than watch a rerun. I agree. I totally agree. Weight Watchers Gal joined in on Instagram. Diane, good evening to you. Adam, I sure can give you a shout out. Woohoo! Adam says on YouTube, can you give me a shout out? Adam, I can give you a shout out. So again, just so you know, if I'm not staring right at YouTube, when it pops up, I see it quickly and then it disappears. But I got you, Adam. You're welcome, man. Mom's checking in from Disney World. Good to see you. Karen saying hi to Ann. Goes back to that community thing. Denise from Pittsburgh, Idaho. Michelle's checking in. Sarah is saying hello. Michigan. Julie's awake. Keith checking in from New York City. Good talking to you today, sir. Keith and I had a phone call this afternoon, planning some things. We had, Keith was there and Lisa was there and Heather was there. It was a great phone call. Lots of amazing stuff going on. Amanda, sharing the podcast with your meeting. Thank you for that. Carissa checking in from the UP, 15 inches of snow. So Carissa is like up here somewhere. Got it. Right, Carissa? Nancy, hello. Vanessa, good to see you. I know it's been first time for a long time for a lot of us. It's that it's fun. That's what's fun about the show is we get to do it live when it works for all of us. This seems to work. Other than I'm hoping once we get set up with this production company that one of the things that's going to be the really cool and your support is helping do is when I am done the show at night, I just hit stop recording and then I go to bed. And so when I can push all of that post production off to a company and they can do all that for me, that'll save me about an hour every night. So I'm really looking forward to that piece. Yeah, so Stacy, I presumed he was as awesome as he thought he was, or as I thought he was. Yeah, so very fun. Jennifer from Marietta, Georgia. Hello. Laura, hello. Kristen, hello. Peachtree City, Georgia. Sherry's checking in. Ontario again. Shelly, hello. Yeah, so a lot of you guys have met Andy Andrews. So here's the deal. The next person who meets Andy Andrews has to tell them that I want to meet him. That's that simple. The dude completely changed my life. I read his book, The Noticer, probably 10 years ago, maybe more. And it's had an impact still as my number one all-time favorite book. So all I really want to do is shake the dude's hand and say thanks for writing it because it's just it's an amazing story. So cool. Let's see. Lori says, "Who is Andy Andrews?" Andy Andrews is an author. He's written quite a few books, but The Noticer, hands down, my favorite book. And then he has a couple other books that are really good too. But if you read nothing else, get The Noticer by Andy Andrews. You can find it on fatdag.com. Click on book list. I put a link to it in there. Julie, happy to have you here for sure. Janine's sending me text messages, so I can't read them. Sorry. Shelly, hello. Bunny from Austin. No, Amanda, you didn't miss it. Let's see. LaDonna from Minneapolis. Vicky from Michigan. Denver checking in. Dawn's down 40 pounds. Man, congratulations. Feels great, doesn't it? Very fun. Gloria, hello. Westport, Mass. Jody's checking in. Adam is asking what Shelly's last name. I don't know. It scrolled through that fast. Linda, I'm not sure I'll make it either, so it's okay. Linda's saying she's not sure if she'll make it for the whole hour. I don't think I'll make it through the whole hour either. Mandy, thank you. I don't know if I saw it or not. I'll check the inbox. Let me just check real quick. Let me just check one thing. Yes, I see it. Mandy, I see your email in my inbox. It's at the very top. Looks like you sent it twice or sent two different emails maybe. I haven't opened them yet, so but look for it soon for sure. Oh, both palms facing me. Like this? Kate, so this is the upper pencil, UP is up here. All right. I'm not from there. Cindy's using the daily weighing. Yes, good deal. Julie, we're going to discuss that on Monday, what the plan is. I'm not entirely sure, so don't at all quote me, but one of the things I'd like to do is a longer show on Sunday, and then throughout the week do a couple shorter shows from home, but the longer show from the studio. But I want to see what they have in mind as well, so we'll see. Terry, good night. We're just getting started, but I get it. Christy's here from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Sarah from Plainfield, like Plainfield, Indiana, or Plainfield, Illinois? Let's see. All right, so Inverness, Illinois, checking in. You're here. Very cool. Very fun. Yeah, so you just ordered the book. Very cool. It's a great book. I'm telling you. Diane from Middle Tennessee. It's Arkansas is checking in. Lee, Oregon, Marie. Man, a lot of good stuff. All right, let's go. Let's go into the show, shall we? Diane's checking in from New Orleans. Chris is here on Instagram. Good to see you, sir. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead. Let's get this thing rolling. We're 11 minutes into it. Southern California. Gotcha. So your picture is about this big, Sarah. So it's kind of hard for me to see. Uh, I'm more visual with pictures than names, as you know, for sure. But good to see you, for sure. We'll see you tomorrow night, then, right? So, all right, episode 158 coming right up. Let's do it, shall we? Get your water ready. Let's find the microphone. Find the headset. So I missed the comment on Facebook. YouTube, I mean. Mic check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Beautiful. So did you guys see the "Eat This, Not That" article? That was pretty cool. Yeah, so the "Eat This, Not That" article, it's on my Facebook right now. I put it on Connect as well, but they reached out and asked for, one of my best weight loss tips. But I think just as we went live on the show, they tweeted it out. So we'll have to go look for that and get that retweeted. Just really kind of cool. I got a couple other surprises that'll be coming up soon. So just you got to stay tuned to find out what those are. But there'll be a couple other publications that we'll get some recognition in. And then some more exciting news in February. But we're going to have to wait till February to get to that. All right. So episode 158. Cheers. I tell you, there's nothing like a good old cold glass of water. It hit that, but it's gone now, Adam. So empty. Kim's saying she has no idea how to use Twitter. I got to tell you something that I think is the coolest thing ever. So again, if you want to know when the show is going to be live, Twitter is the easiest for me to update. And so if you follow WhysAdvice on Twitter, that's the easiest way for you to know when the show is. Of course, you can go to fatdag.com, click on the event calendar, and you'll see it as well. But Twitter will remind you. But the coolest thing is that, the coolest thing about Twitter is I see people who, it says so-and-so followed you, and I look and they have no profile picture. And it says they're following two accounts. They're following WhysAdvice and they're following FatDag. And I laugh and I smile like, hey, that's someone who's brand new to Twitter. We're teaching people technology. And then so I try and follow you back from both of my accounts, FatDag and WhysAdvice. And then it's fun to watch you go around and add a profile picture and add other people that you want to follow and grow from there. But it's pretty neat to see that you're going to Twitter strictly for this, and then you're starting to use it as well. So very, very, very fun. And then so people are bouncing around from Facebook to Instagram to YouTube. There are 3 different views because it's 3 different cameras pointing in 3 different directions. So yeah, depending on what you want. If you want to look at the American flag, Facebook is the best way to see the American flag that's in the right orientation. YouTube, the flag happens to be backwards, and then Instagram, you can't see the flag, but you can see my Super Bowl football. So, episode 158. Here we go. Let's make sure we're recording. Remember the time we did this whole thing and we didn't record any of it? So, yes, more technology. Fran, very fun. Here we go. Michael, good evening to you. We're live. Episode 158 starts in 4, 3. I am your host, Fat Dag, and you're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman because I believe in you. Well, hello, welcome to episode 158. I want to always reiterate that when I open the show and I say, I believe in you, sure, it's part of the opening sentence. It's something I say every time I open the show, but it's specifically put in there so that you understand that I actually believe in you. That's how this whole thing works, is that you need to believe in yourself as you start walking this journey. But I understand that as we walk this journey, sometimes it's difficult to believe in ourselves. So what I'm telling you is that if you're listening to the show, I believe you can do this. Hands down, no doubt in my mind, if you want to do this, if you're continuing to do this, you can do it. I believe you can do it. So I say that at the opening of every show to remind you that I will believe in you for as long as you continue to tune in, as long as you continue to stay focused. I believe you can do it. At some point during this journey, you will believe it as well. So keep that in mind. We're always, as we do the show live. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and live on Instagram. You can check the show out. Go to fatdag.com, click on the event tab. It'll tell you when the next show is as I update that calendar. Twitter, following WhysAdvice, will give you the best notification as to when and where the next show will be, so keep an eye on that. And then, of course, you can always hear the show all over the web on iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and, of course, the WhysAdvice app. Thank you all for being here. It's truly an honor to walk this journey with you. And I want to give a huge shout-out to all of the wingmen who've stepped up and become patrons through the Patreon website. What a tremendous support that is, and I really do appreciate that tremendously. So thank you for that. Teresa writes in from Puyallup and says, Hi, Mike. I started following you when I first got on Connect in July. I started listening to your podcast a few months ago. I saw that you believed in me, but I didn't believe in myself. I, too, have joined Weight Watchers multiple times, 3 to be exact. I have hit 10% all 3 times, but I have not yet hit goal. I am now celebrating 30 pounds gone this week. For some reason, this milestone is where I now can say, I can do this. I guess this is the point that it's different for everyone. My biggest struggle is attendance. I tried setting an attendance goal in November, but I abandoned it as the Bermuda Triangle of eating, as my Weight Watcher leader calls it, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's happened. I think December happened. Dark, dingy, cold, rainy. I'm a summertime girl, and when I started in July, everything was about normal. Stand-up paddling, boarding, walking, kayaking, etc. But then winter started, and I don't do winter. New Year's Day dawned cold Pacific Northwest sunshine, and I took a walk with my Weight Watchers leaders group. I walked 3.3 miles Next to the Puget Sound, it was breathtaking. This walk renewed me, my soul, and my focus on attendance. As the New Year's has progressed, I am working on walking when and where I can. I have a goal of 23 out of 31 days in January. Looking good at getting to that goal. Thank you for the inspiration and the motivation you give to your podcast. This morning, as I drove to work, I listened to episode 156. My takeaway was with the very last letter: focus, hard work, and discipline will get you to goal. You said those three things about 5 different ways, but it's oh so true. Teresa. Teresa, let's start with the obvious. Congratulations on 30 pounds down. What an amazing accomplishment. You don't just lose 30 pounds by accident. You don't wake up one morning, hop on the scale, and go, oh my goodness, I'm down 30 pounds. In order to lose 30 pounds, you had to know what you were doing. You had to follow some sort of plan. You had to stay accountable. At some point, you had to say no to something that you really wanted. At some point, you had to do a little more exercise than you probably wanted to do. You had to do things different in your life, or else you would not be down 30 pounds. You absolutely can do this. No question in my mind. Now, the fact that you've hit 10% all 3 times, what that tells me is, again, you, more than most people who are listening, you actually can do this. If you've hit 10% 3 different times in 3 different journeys, you clearly have the tools to do this. You clearly know how to use the tools. You clearly have the amount of discipline it takes to get to goal. What's happening is you get to that 10% and you're hitting what we consider, what I call the complacency trap. You feel good, your clothes fit good, and so you stop remembering why you joined in the first place. Most of the time when we join and we start this journey, it's because the last pair of pants we own are finally too tight, and instead of buying a new pair, we're finally willing to do something about it. And what happens is we lose that quick 10%, and all of a sudden that pair of pants fits, and maybe 1 or 2 other ones in the closet fit. So we instantly go, thank goodness I'm back to a much better place. When the reality is that's still not the size we want to be in for life. It just happens to be a size where it finally is comfortable to wear it. And complacency at that point sets in, and you say, yeah, I got this. And so you then know that, you can take a day or two and not be perfect on the plan, and those clothes still kind of fit. And then you kind of do it on your own, and the next thing you know, you're rejoining at a much higher start weight. That's how this works the wrong way for so many people. But the cool thing about it is if you've hit 10%, you absolutely can hit goal. No question about it. You absolutely can hit goal. You've continued to push past that. You're down 30 pounds. You can do this. Now, when you talk about your biggest struggle being attendance, that is where your mind has to stay focused and you have to really stay disciplined, dialed in to what it is you want to do. I did a post today on Connect about attendance, and a lot of you are going to hear this show, and it may be too late to find it, but in essence, what I say by attendance is you would be better off going to the gym, walking in, waving to the receptionist, and walking right back out every day for a month than you would be to go one day so hard and so at it that you can't go back for the rest of the month. At least if you walked in and you waved to the receptionist and you turned around and left, at least at that point, you become familiar, you start understanding the routine, you start learning when the hours are, and then you start easily easing into doing just a little bit more and a little bit more. When it comes to attendance in your meeting, you got to put it in your calendar and you got to say, I go to my meeting every Tuesday. I go to my meeting every Thursday, or whatever day you pick. And if you prioritize that in your calendar, you go no matter what. And so you set a goal of, I'm going to go to a meeting every day for a year. I'm just going to see what happens at that point. That's what you got to work on. When it comes to this Bermuda Triangle of eating, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, I get it. I get the concept behind it, but it's 3, at the most 6 days for 3 months. There's nothing you can eat on Christmas Day that's going to put 30 pounds back on you. Nothing. But what happens is you reignite some of those addictions, you reflare up some of those triggers, and then you get in this downward spiral. So at that point, you need to have a recovery plan. You need to get it done. You need to not lean on the, it's dark, it's dingy. Change your complete frame of reference. I want you to celebrate the fact that you're down 30 pounds. I want you to celebrate how you did that. I want you to wake up knowing that you can do everything you want to do. Everything. I don't care if it's winter. I don't care if it's summer. You go out and you just do it. You absolutely can do it. You have the focus. You have the ability to do the hard work. You have the discipline, or else you wouldn't be 30 pounds down. Is now the time to give up? Is now the time to settle in, or is now the time to push forward? Keep doing everything you're doing, completely change your habits, completely change your life, and get yourself to goal. That's all there is to it, Teresa. You got it. I believe you can do it, and I'm honored to walk with you as we figure it out. Next up, Rachel writes in, says, "Hi, Mike. My name is Rachel. My Connect user ID is RACHCAN95, and I'm 22 years old. I've been overweight a good majority of my life. However, I did not gain most of my weight until high school and college. I'm now morbidly obese and started Weight Watchers on November 6, 2017, at my highest weight of 388 pounds. I've joined Weight Watchers 3 or 4 times since high school, but each time I did not start with the correct mindset. I was losing weight for everyone around me that wanted me to, but not for me. Every time I started in that mindset, I would lose 5 to 10 pounds. Then I'd quit following the program. I would not track. I would continue to overeat. I would not change my mindset nor my habits. Each time I would quit and I would gain back what I lost, plus some more. In November 2017, something clicked. I decided to rejoin, but this time I decided that I was going to do this for me, and I began with a very specific reason in mind. I want my health back. In October 2017, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, and it can affect my fertility. It increases my risk of other health concerns such as diabetes, among others. Losing weight will not cure my PCOS, but it will help to improve the symptoms that I'm having and lower my risk of developing further health issues. Losing weight will help me to be able to reduce the medications that I'm currently on. If not, get off them completely. I believe very strongly that I can do this. I will not let my diagnosis define me, and I will not let it discourage me. I made a mini goal when I started. I wanted to lose 20 pounds by my next appointment with my OBGYN, which is January 10th. At my weigh-in yesterday, I met that goal. I have lost 21.6 pounds. I cannot wait to see the look on his face when I step on that scale, and I'm 21.6 pounds lighter than I was in October. Thanks, Mike, for your service to our country and to our Connect community. You will never know how much of an inspiration that you have been in my weight loss journey. I listen to the WhysAdvice podcast on a daily basis since finding it last week. Hearing other people's journeys has helped me to realize that I can do this if I remain focused and determined to meet my goals. I hope you have a good day, and I wish you good focus. Sincerely, Rachel. Rachel, congratulations on completely changing your life. 21.6 pounds. Walking into that doctor's office, I can imagine the amount of pride you feel, and I can't wait to hear the follow-up from that meeting, because you're absolutely right. I believe very strongly that you can do this. You, again, just like we talked about in the opening email to the show, 21.6 pounds didn't happen by accident. It happened because you got focused. You knew exactly why you want to do this. You want your health back. What does that mean, though? And so in your scenario, you've gone on and you've defined it a little further than just the generic term of I want my health back, because let's face it, there aren't too many people on the planet who don't want to be healthy. Right? So by simply saying I want to be healthy is not exactly clear enough. It's certainly good enough, but it's not clear enough. You've gone on to define it. And what I can tell you from the hundreds of emails that we've gotten on this show, you can completely change your life. Now, certainly I'm not a doctor, right? I've never even played one on TV, but what I can tell you is obesity causes so many other diseases that are all essentially preventable. And many of them you can reverse by simply losing the weight. So many emails, people reduce their A1C count. They come off blood pressure medicine. They reduce their cholesterol. So many things are just reversible if you focus on your health and you take care of you. You're absolutely right. When you started doing this the first few times, because you were losing weight for everybody around you except for you, it doesn't work that way. You can only satisfy someone else on this program for so long. And then you have to understand that you're doing it for you, and you completely then take control of the journey, and you understand that you are responsible for your success. 100%. You are the only one who is responsible. You're the only one that can control it. You're the only one that can do it. By listening, by tapping into a focus group, to the Wise Wingman Facebook group, to the folks on Connect, by using all of that inspiration, all that you're able to do is see that other people are doing what you're trying to do. That gives you a little bit of belief that it can be done. You take the next step and you take the action, which is why you're down 21.6 pounds. You keep going. Rachel, at 22 years old, what I can tell you as a 44-year-old person, that it's a long way from 22 to 42. And I lived my 22 to 42 years overweight. I didn't like a single minute of it. You have the opportunity now to prevent that. What I went through, what I lived through for 20-some years, you have the opportunity right now to make sure that does not happen to you. You're on the right track. You're taking care of it. You have the right mindset. Go do it. You're absolutely right. And hearing other people's journey has helped you realize that you can do it if you remain focused and determined to reach your goals. And that is what I want you to do. It's absolutely priceless to see you walk into the doctor's office and taking care of your health. Keep up the amazing work. Shannon writes in and says, wow, Fat Dag, I just listened to episode 159, I think, and it was fantastic. I took notes so I can share some of your fabulous words with my Weight Watcher meetings. I feel super energized after listening. I feel so full of gratitude to you, to Weight Watchers, to myself, for seeing this thing to fulfillment. Living life at goal and sharing this program with others is absolutely one of the most rewarding things I have ever had the opportunity to do. There is nothing like the feeling of being at goal and helping others reach their goals. Thanks for all your words of wisdom. In a recent post on the WhysWingman.com Facebook group, I told about my successful visit to my doctor this past week. Amazing changes in my blood work and complete reversal of pre-hypertension, pre-diabetes, and hypercholesterol. The ability to do things I never dreamed of, cardio fitness level well above the average woman of 55, wearing sizes I never dreamed I would ever wear again. I am the happiest with myself that I have been in over 20 years. I helped a Weight Watcher member a week or so ago as she checked into a meeting after Christmas. She had done great with her weight through the holidays and was proud to tell me she was 89 years old. 89 years old at her ideal weight, walks 3 miles a day, drives herself to the meeting. I said, well, you are my inspiration. When I started this journey over again, January 2016, I said I wanted to ensure longevity, that I wanted to one day be a little old lady with white hair and tennis shoes walking through my neighborhood every day. Well, I was looking into the eyes of what I want to be one day. I was so proud of her and it touched me. I wish that for everyone to visualize yourself as you want to be and go after it. I share your podcast with my members often and will continue to do so as long as you continue to provide them. Thanks, not Fat Dag, Shannon. Shannon, what a cool story. Your opening paragraph gave me chills as I was reading it, because it is something that as I talk with other leaders, and of course, being a leader, I experienced everything that you said. Getting to goal was the most amazing thing I've ever done in my life. Being 5 pounds away from goal and being at goal is not a 5-pound weight loss. It is a completely new life. That is what you need to do. You need to understand that getting to goal, hopping on the scale at the point where you say, I don't want to lose any more weight, there is absolutely nothing like it in the world. You've confirmed that in your email, Shannon. You've absolutely said you feel so full of gratitude. I get that. It's the most rewarding thing that you've ever had the opportunity to do. I get that. There's nothing like the feeling of being at goal and helping others reach their goal. Completely agree. That's what drives this show. That's what every single leader that I've met feels. We're there because we want you to succeed. And not only do we want you to succeed, we believe that you can do it. There isn't a single one of us that enjoys driving to the meeting to watch you not do well. We enjoy driving to that meeting and popping into that meeting because you say, we watch what you do, we watch how you win, and you go after it. And when somebody reaches goal in a meeting, and someone reaches a 5-pound loss or a 10-pound loss or a 150-pound loss, as a leader, I can tell you it is the most amazing, rewarding feeling to hand that charm over to someone and say, you did it. There are really not enough words to describe it, but you did a good job, Shannon, trying to sum it up. So absolutely, thank you for that. Now that it doesn't stop there. You go on to say that you've completely changed your medical diagnosis and reducing your hypertension, your diabetes. You're right. A lot of us, we just assume when you get those diagnosis that you're done. When in the reality is that we have the opportunity to take our health back in a lot of ways. You can do this. And you have to look into the eyes of someone else. You have to see somebody else succeeding. And you have to see that success. You have to want that success. And you have to believe that you can have that same level of success. You can absolutely do it if you're listening. Every single person listening right now can simply do it. Shannon did it. I did it. So many people have done this. It's not rare in that sense. It's absolutely doable. And what Shannon's done, she's gone one step further and says, I'm going to visualize what I want to look like. And there are people looking up to you right now, Shannon, saying, you're what I want to look like. You are the inspiration. At 55 years old, you are living the best life you've ever dreamed possible. You're an inspiration for so many. And I cannot thank you enough for writing in and giving me an opportunity to talk about the experience of being a leader, because it's incredible. Thank you for that. I absolutely agree. I'm proud of you for completely changing your life. I'm proud of you for reaching back and changing other people's lives. And I'm super proud of you for writing in to let everybody know it's doable. It's that simple. It's absolutely doable. Out of Port St. Lucie, Florida, Bridget writes in and says, Dear Fat Dag, today I finally hit my 10%. If I can get to 10%, I can get the goal right. It has taken me just shy of 11 months to lose 23.4 pounds. Could I have done better? Absolutely. Do I regret my journey? Absolutely not. I'm a lifelong Weight Watcher, not to be confused with lifetime, joining and quitting for literally 27 years and never making it to goal. Although in my 20s I was a normal weight, but my brain told me differently. I might have had 5 to 10 pounds to lose. My weight truly became an issue in my 30s. Now with my 45th birthday looming in the background, I need to get to goal once and for all. I joined Weight Watchers for the umpteenth time at my highest weight ever on February 20th, 2017, and I'm not quitting until I get to lifetime. Let's rename the Turtle Club because I know you just like that name to the Persistent Club. I have not been consistent on my journey, but I most definitely have been persistent. I have no idea how I found your podcast, but I'm sure glad that I did. I can relate to something in each and every podcast. I listen to you while I do my 6 mile morning walk. I have laughed, I have cried, I even shouted out loud a few times. You have changed my mindset. My head is finally in the Weight Watchers game. That was the piece that was missing for all these years. I will be emailing you again when I get to lifetime. You have my word. Thank you for your service. Thank you to you and your family for sharing your precious time with us, Bridget. Bridget, couple things. Congratulations. If you've hit 10%, you absolutely could hit goal. No question in my mind. Could you have done better? You say absolutely. I say no. You could not have done better. You hit 10%. That's an amazing accomplishment, and I don't care how long it took you. What I care about is you stayed focused on the journey. You stayed mindfully in it. I'm glad to see that you have no regrets on it, but I don't want you to even think for a second that you could have done better. You're exactly where you need to be in this journey. You can call it the Turtle Club. You can call it the Persistent Club. You know, I do, as you've listened to previous episodes, you've heard me say that the Turtle Club is not necessarily a term I'm fond of because I want you to understand that this is a lifelong journey, and I don't want you to purposely have a name for the ability to go slow on the journey. I do like the persistent term, but really what I want is I just want you to stay mindful. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how quick it takes. If you're absolutely in it, if you every meal you're asking yourself, does this align with my goal or does this compete with my goal? And you're making a conscious decision and you're choosing wisely most of the time, that's all I care about. It's the one thing we have control over in this journey. You have absolute control over what you eat. You have no control over how the scale reacts to that. So keep doing what you're doing. Now, you said you're not quitting until you get the lifetime, and I assure you, if you quit then, we'll be talking to you again. You've demonstrated a thing, and I think it's just a play on words. I think you just reworded it the way that probably just didn't word it correctly. But quitting when you get the lifetime is certainly not the answer. When you get the lifetime, it's a whole different journey. You still need to be mindful. You still need to be checked in because that complacency is even harder to resist when you get to the point where you actually feel good every single day. It's absolutely easy at that point to reverse, and that's the time when you need the support even more. I'm a firm believer that the lifetime members probably need more TLC in this journey than the week-to-week members from the standpoint of, all the accolades of losing the weight go away when you get to lifetime. You just blend in. No one asked you about your weight loss journey 2 years after you've done it. So that's where the support needs to kick in. That's part of what this podcast will continue to provide to you as well. So I don't believe you're ever going to quit. It's certainly not going to happen. So keep doing what you're doing. You're down 23.4 pounds. You're down 10%. You've proven that you have the tools to get it done. You've done it. For the umpteenth time, you've joined Weight Watchers, but this is the last time. In your own words, you said this time was at the highest weight ever. And I can tell you that if you give up on the program, if you quit, you will see those numbers again because this is something we have to manage for the rest of our lives. The absolute amazing news is you've proven you can manage it. You've found a community of people who are managing it. So you are in the best place to get this done. Continue to walk your 6 mile morning walk. Absolutely laugh, cry, and shout because your mindset has changed. And that mindset puts your head in the game and you will get it done. Bridget, when you get it done, we are going to scream together. We are going to laugh together. We are going to cry together. And we're going to absolutely share it. We're going to tell every single person who will listen how amazing this feels. There is no feeling on the planet like being at goal. There's nothing like it. It's something you cannot describe. It's something you just have to live it. The absolute cool thing is everyone listening can feel it. You can get there. I opened the show telling you I believed that you can do it. I'm going to close the show saying the exact same thing. I believe you can do this. You absolutely can do this. How bad do you want it? Here we are. We're 8 days into the new year, 9 days into the new year, 10 days into the new year, whatever it is. We're just now starting 2018. Is 2018 the year that you're going to completely change your life? I know it is. I know you can do it. And when you do, we're going to reach out. We're going to celebrate. I want you at that point, I want you to write into fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice podcast tab. You can fill out the form, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. As you know, if you've heard, 100% of this show is your input. Continue to send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations, your stories, your whys, because other people need to hear that what they're going through is absolutely normal. But one thing that's even more important than that is I hear so many people, see so many people who write in, and just the sheer fact of them writing in brings them some clarity. That clarity gives you a why, it gives you a focus, and that is what gets you to goal. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Whew, 2018 is the year. That's episode 158 in the books. Fun. Let's see, get this out of the way. Let's get Instagram. There we go. Got a couple different cameras. Yeah, there you are. And I couldn't tell if you were here. And so episode 158 in the book. And says, great letters, your responses are so inspiring. You know, I just want you to do it. It's not that I'm trying to inspire. I'm just trying to tell you you can do it. So very, very, very fun. Let's see. Sherry says, I joined Weight Watchers for the last time, February 27th, 2010. Decided I was not going to quit no matter how long it takes. I'm down 100 pounds. That's awesome. But you've not reached lifetime yet. You will not quit, and you're better off now than you was 8 years ago. Just keep coming to the meetings. Eventually, you'll make lifetime. That's exactly how it works. Your weekly meetings are important and keep me going. And your mindset has changed. Very cool. And your comment cut off at that point, but very, very, very fun. So, Linda, you're awake still. Woo, me too. Very fun. Yeah, thank you on Instagram. So KCG1234 Christine, ding ding ding. You're welcome. It's an absolute fun show. I got a lot of plans. The next meeting I have is Monday with the media agency, and we're going to really do some fun stuff. Between the support that you guys are providing, I got a couple. You're going to hear in the next couple episodes. You're going to hear some advertisers that I've started vetting and using some of the products that they've sent me, and I 100% believe in it. And so that revenue stream, believe it or not, will enable me to go off to this production company, which again makes it so I can just hit stop at the end of the night and go to bed. But there's some neat stuff that I'm gonna start telling you about. So very, very fun. All of you guys together, between you guys making the donations and the advertisers kicking in, it's really coming together, and I appreciate it. And I just want us all to get to goal, though, because that's the most amazing piece. So fun. Myra says you need sharper focus. Yep, it's there. You can do it. Debbie says you almost sat on a tortoise in Ecuador. You thought it was a rock. That would be funny. And then all of a sudden it takes off. Well, thank you, Christine. Diane, thank you. LaDonna, thank you. Spokane, Lori checking in. Yay, Ann made it. Pam, you're very welcome. This is Jan says down 1 pound a day and 2 until you reach goal. Fun, fun, fun. When you reach goal, obviously write in. One of the things I would love to do, and I got to figure out a way to do it, is obviously, and I try because all the email comes into my phone, and during the day I read them as they come in, and then I just kind of wait and get to my computer to sort them out. But for people who make goal and lifetime, I want to make sure those jump right to the front of the queue, and that day should be celebrated that day. That's kind of the big deal. So. Jason from Toronto, good to see you as well still. Are you still doing hockey stuff? Crazy guy up in Toronto. Fun, fun, fun. I always forget. I mean, I know your username, but I always forget it until I see it. It's one of those things. Yeah, 6:30 run. I ran this morning. Did you see my Instagram post? Man, I ran this morning and I almost died. And not because I couldn't run. So it was cold here. It was warm actually. It was 40 degrees. And so I got up and went for a run, and I was not sure if I was going to take I know you saw it because we talked about it, right? I was going to take my I have things that clip the bottom of my shoes to give me some traction. And I was coming up on an intersection, and there was a car coming, so I slowed down, and I was waiting for them to stop, and I slipped on the ice, and I slid. And if I wouldn't have caught my footing, which I did, luckily, I would have gone right up underneath the car, I guess. But luckily, it was only a small piece of ice, and then I was able to get my footing. But scary out there. So that's my Instagram post of today. Yeah, it's crazy. But it's all good. Shannon, you were working out, and you missed the email that was on the show tonight. Let me find you, Shannon. Hang on. Where were you? Yeah, Shannon, you're going to have to go listen from the beginning. All I'm going to say is you're awesome. You guys agree? You guys heard me give Shannon's response, right? Shannon started off with super energized after listening, so full of gratitude. There's nothing like being at goal, helping others reach their goal. You guys agree Shannon's awesome, right? Yep, I think we agree. And she was working out. How cool is that? That's a good excuse to miss the show. Julie, thank you for being a patron for sure. I appreciate that. Lee says, I heard a phrase that I've been using all week, and it's where focus goes, energy flows. And you believe that to be true. Sure. When I'm focusing on your program, your energy goes there, and then you're successful. That's exactly how it works. Very, very fun. Sarah has some very great memories of your time in Carmel. So you recognize this logo for sure then, don't you? Yep, for sure. Tammy, real simple, it's completely voluntary. There's no real, nothing special other than it's just a thanks. But if you go to fatdag.com, there's a little link that just says become a patron. And it's a separate website where you can just pledge any amount of money. You can, up to $10 million is probably the limit. And you can monthly send $10 million into the show, and it'll auto bill your credit card every month. And that money I put to keeping all of this stuff running. So it's just simple. You can do $1 too. You don't have to do 10 million. If you don't want to do 10 million, you can go all the way down to $1. But yeah, so no, it's greatly appreciated. I joke and laugh, but it's greatly appreciated because it just helps me. It just helped me add the tech. I had no idea the technology of this stuff was going to be as crazy as it was. And when I started the podcast, I laugh. I was talking to one of the producers the other day, and I was said, the website says start a podcast. It's $5 a month. And so the server that, the hosting service that I use, it's $5 a month to host the podcast. And so I've gone from that, and I keep having to upgrade to support the show. And we're now, I'm at their very, very top tier of a level, and I want to go to the next level. And the next level of support is where I think the show needs to go. It's $800 a month just to release the show. Because what happens is then you start paying for the bandwidth. So every time you guys listen, which is great, I pay for that stream. So I had them figure out, I was like, if I upgrade to the next level, what will be the cost? And the guy came back and he goes, well, based on the current numbers, it'd be about $800 a month. And I'm like, ugh. So that's what your donations that'll get me to that. Please, we're not there yet. I can't get over there yet. But I just had no idea. It's a far cry from the $5 a month entry fee that I thought. But it's because you guys are listening and it's working. So it's glad to do it. Very fun. Lori, 15 to goal for you. Maybe we'll see. No, maybe. You absolutely can do it. Let's see. Cheryl said, thanks for your help with the way I think. You joined Weight Watchers October 9th. At the time, you said you wanted to reach my goal, but because your daughter's graduation was in June. Now you just want to weigh less and be healthier. Man, that's an awesome goal. That's exact. And the timeline's been dropped. Man, right? Please send that to me. I want to do a whole show on that. Because that's the mindset you need to win is I don't care when I do this. I want to be healthy, and you can be healthy starting tomorrow. And so you can live healthy from that point on. It doesn't matter what you weigh at that point. But if you live and eat healthy, then you will lose weight. It's that simple. So just from me to you, if you take a moment to write it in, a little more detail than that'll be something I hit really quick because it's important. It's that important. Woohoo! Long Beach is checking in, and your husband joined Weight Watchers tonight. Yeah, is he watching the show? He has the app, right? He has the WhysAdvice app. Get him to the App Store, download the app. He can do this. Obviously, tell him to go. He's there. I'm proud of him. But go to fatdag.com, look at the before and after pictures, and say, honey, you can do this. Mike did it, and Mike's not special. Hi, Adam. Adam. So was Adam over on YouTube? There was an Adam on YouTube. Is that the same Adam? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Monica says, great show today. Thank you. I was also down 30 pounds and maybe a little complacent. So yeah, a little complacent happens. But you can beat complacency. You can. You absolutely can. Tammy says OMG. I wonder what we were talking about when Tammy said OMG. He is freaking out to eat more than his points. You know what I tell people? I tell people when they first join, the first week or so, is for the most part kind of eat the same way you've been eating, with the only exception of you track everything first and then look it up and make sure you know the points and then to decide if you want it or not. And so you need to learn on this journey. And the first week is really for learning. The second and third week is for the adjusting. So, but yeah, crunchy 0-point snacks are still crunchy 0-point snacks. Karen, yes, someone absolutely had my back when I was running. Amazing. So Instagram, you're now at 1:52. We're going to lose you in a minute and a half. We're almost done here, so we'll kind of wrap this up in a second. But for sure, Adam, go get it. Do it. It's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. Here's the deal, and it's kind of a Dave Ramsey quote, right? But if you lose all the weight and you get the goal and you hate it, then just go eat, right? But I promise you, you won't hate it. So you're going to be fine. Yeah, Cindy, I agree. Put goal in the subject line, and you can sort by subject. Yep, that would help. I skim them all. Everything that comes in, from the time you send it in to the time I read it, is often no more than an hour. And I at least skim it, and then I'll come back to it later. But I can't reply from my phone because I didn't set it up that way. But so what I did is I just I'm able to read them on my phone, and then at night when I get into my computer, I can do more with them. But I at least scan them. And the reason I do that is because in the middle of my day, your emails remind me of all the cool stuff we're doing, which is really, really, really fun. Jennifer, what's my favorite dessert? It's a Dairy Queen Blizzard. Don't tell anyone though. David, you're welcome. Congrats to be back to Lifetime. Woo, and thank you. So Kristen says, have to find new batteries for your scale. Hope Walmart has some this weekend for sure. Totally, this is a plug. Nokia Health, every once in a while, provides financial support to the show. And so I'm a big fan of their products. I've been a big fan of their products before they provided the financial support. But I would say go check out their scale. It's rechargeable. We lost Instagram. Their scale is rechargeable, and I like it. And it's I don't know if the promo code DAG20 still works or not. I haven't checked in a while, but it saves you 20%, and I think free shipping as well. NokiaHealth.com. There's a $59 scale, a $99 scale, something along those lines. I can't remember exactly, but I give it my best recommendation, even though they tell me to, but I do it anyways. Tammy's down 4 pounds today. Woohoo! Cindy says, you're changing my life. Thank you. You've been stuck for so long. Well, you're changing your own life. I'm not doing anything. You have to come still watch the show, and you still have to be checked in. That's what's changing your life, is that you are focused. Don't discredit that. It's you. Tanny, thank you. Jan, no. So the pre-show and the after-show is really on YouTube and Facebook. That's the only place you'll find that. So when I get to, I told you earlier, I want to upgrade the podcast server. When I get to that level, where we're now spending, $800 a month to host the show, then I can put this entire video out there. But right now, if I put the video out there, it busts the bank, and I can't. I run out of storage room. So if you and then what I want to do is put the audio show and then the video show and have both of them out on the app. But right now I just can't do it. So the pre-show and after show only exist on Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, Linda, good night. I get it for sure. Debbie gained 23 pounds over the holidays, but you're off to a good start getting it off. 11 pounds down in a week. Perfect. Yeah. Sarah says, Dave Ramsey quote, you say this all the time, I'm going to eat like no one else so that I can look like no one else later. That's a pretty good Dave Ramseyism. Yep. So, so Sarah, if you listen to Dave Ramsey, it's funny. That's one of my favorite quotes of his is he's like, okay, when you pay off all your debt, if you hate it, then go get a loan, So it's kind of the same thing, It's like when you get to go, if you hate it, then fine, then go gain all the weight back, But at least get there and see if you like it. It's kind of funny. It's it's a little different scenario, but it makes me funny. It makes me laugh. Christy says I'm stuck in a weird loop. Tammy 65.8 down. Woohoo! Cool. And then Cindy ends. Okay, yes, you're helping you shift your viewpoint. Yep. All I'm doing is talking, and you're taking what I hear, and you're making a change in your own life. So give yourself the credit for doing this, because you're the one doing it. So, congrats. All right, 158 done in the books. Let's wrap up. It's late. I got to get this. Yeah, so Keith, what I've noticed is when they run a discount, that my discount code is the same. And so I would, totally up to you. Here's the deal with those program codes, is that even if it's the same thing, how they determine if they want to continue to provide support to us is if it works or not. So if you use the code, then they see that as, oh, someone from the show made a purchase, and okay, so let's keep doing that. So that's just kind of a little behind the scenes on how that works. And I assure you, is the stuff that we talk about here is stuff that I believe in. So absolutely fun. But yeah. So anyway, so Nokia is a big supporter as well. So cool. Anyway, let's go. 158 out of here. Have a good night. More than anything, you can do this. Has nothing to do with luck. Absolutely nothing to do with luck. This is all you and your ability to stay focused. I wish you the best of focus. Have a great night.